This book literally had me like, I just lost my train of thought that quick. Maya, are we gonna be able to concentrate during this video? Probably not. Good luck to you guys staying focused. Please don't go anywhere. Don't click off the video. I can get it together, I promise. I got it together. It's after midnight. Why am I doing this now? We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. Okay? We're gonna get through it. So critiquing books is a thing that I have come to enjoy now. And back in high school, I would have dreaded the idea and thought of it as homework. Whereas now in my adult years, I absolutely enjoy it. And you can think, oh, what a nice hobby to have, Maya. Or you can think, that's so boring, you need friends. I need friends. I didn't want to read the book because I thought it would have been childish in reading. And what I mean by that is not that like I'm this mature woman, I didn't want to read a child book, and I am mature. Just kidding. But I thought, I was like, this is probably something I would have read in high school. I don't want to read this now as a grown woman. But honestly, I'm so glad I read it. After hearing about it on BookTube, hearing booktubers rave and rave and rave about it, Naya Reads and Smiles, my favorite, she was raving and raving about it. And I was like, okay, maybe. So I called Barnes & Noble. I'm revealing how lazy I am. Yeah, so I called Barnes & Noble and I was like, hey, do you guys have Shatter Me? And how much is it? And he comes back to the phone and he's like, oh yeah, we do have a copy of Shatter Me. And I was like, okay. He's like, it's paperback and it's $10. Say less. Your homegirl was done with this book in like 2 days. Like less than 2 days, because during those 2 days I had to work. So it was a wrap. It was that good. It was a page turner. I got lost. And I love books to where you are completely removed from your world. And Tahereh Mafi, the author, did an amazing job. She captured me. She took me away. And I was in her world. And I loved it. But first thing first, the story is set in a future world, okay? And the previous generations, us, haven't taken care of the world, okay? We have made the world such a bad place that now people in the future are trying to clean up after our mess, which I believe Mafi did that on purpose, obviously. And you see how the world could be, not necessarily because this is totally fiction, but you see how bad things are when you don't treat the world good. Animals are dying, the food is scarce, the food that they are eating is not really food. No, I don't really understand what it is, but it's not really food. And also birds are talked about in this book as if they don't fly, and like it's a rumor that, you know, birds used to fly or something, and you know, Juliet hopes to see one day. It's so crazy. And literally after reading this book, I have noticed birds everywhere. So the book follows Juliet, who is a captivating spirit. You see her struggle with a life she was given, and she assumes responsibility of that life as if she may have handpicked it for herself, you know? Juliet has been locked up for a very long time, and she hasn't had any human interaction. She's been locked away because she has some sort of power. I'm just gonna leave it at that. She has some sort of power to which people are now afraid of her, and they have locked her up, and she is not able to have human interaction until one day that changes. She gets a cellmate, not really a cell, but you know, she gets a person, a roommate, so to say, that joins her in her isolation. And that's when things starts to get interesting, and she starts, you know, I don't want to spoil it. You gotta read it to get it, okay? But just know that things begin to slowly change for her. Throughout the book, you will see strike-throughs. And it's kind of crazy, strike-throughs through sentences. And when I first picked up the book, I was like, wait, somebody has, you know, you know, kind of scratched out the words here, what's going on in some of the sentences and the pages, but that is actually done by the author. It's on purpose, so no one went through and scratched out words when you pick it up, okay? That was done on purpose by Mafi, and it's a way to show the inner turmoil that are the inner suffering, I want to say suffering, that Juliet is facing in her life. She strikes through thoughts that she has about herself and the circumstances that she's in. She also strikes out self-doubt and whether it's mean thoughts or rude thoughts or good thoughts even. She strikes them out. And many of the thoughts though were negative. And I feel as though Juliet had a lot of strength to not vocalize such thoughts. Because the truth is, sometimes, you know, the mind is such a hard thing to control. Even your own mind, you'll find it's such a hard thing to control. And sometimes it's a hard thing to change, right? So you see her deal with these thoughts and she doesn't voice them. I feel like there's a lot of strength in thinking something and having the courage and the strength to not vocalize it, because sometimes it's like word vomit. Like you think something, you're like, boom, it comes out without even thought, and the next thing you know, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And not giving power to words. I think that, you know, in the thought of it is one thing, but sometimes you can give power to those thoughts when you speak it. You see Juliet take the steps towards bravery, the steps towards self-love, self-respect, acceptance of others, and above all, you see healing, which it's not fully, but you see her take the steps toward healing, and it's amazing. Because the earth is now neglected, the reestablishment comes in, and so everyone is under the leadership of the reestablishment, who promises to fix society. They promise to fix society. They were lying. They were really lying. But so they're telling people that they're going to fix society, and you see throughout the book that they really have the intentions to take away people's differences, take away their cultures, their religion, everything. They just plan to strip away everything. And the crazy thing about it is they got enough nerve to want to kill people if they do not obey. Like literally kill people. Apart from the reestablishment is the rebellion, and both sides are against each other. The rebellion, however, is the good side, and you know, you see that both of them, both sides want Juliet for her powers. And I'm right now in this book, you feel as though, you know, of course Juliet is, you know, for the good side. However, you can also see that there's like little conflicting things inside of her that if you are reading between the lines, you can see that she's not 100% sure of herself and being on that side. That's how I feel. If you've read the other books, I could be completely wrong, but I haven't gotten that far, and so between the lines that I'm reading now, I just feel like she possesses some type of, I don't want to say evilness, but my girl ain't all good. That's how I feel. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And towards the end of the book, you think Juliet has become this good person and who wants to use her powers for good. However, because you know that there are things that Juliet has chosen to keep secret and not share with other characters in the book, you can gather that that cannot 100% be trusted, that she is all good. So what seems to be a powerful foreshadowing moment of bravery in the book decreases in hopes for victory when considering such faults. So I don't know what the next book holds, but I'm gonna sure find out, and you can trust I will let you know. That is everything I have to say about Shatter Me. Well, it's not everything that I have to say about Shatter Me, but I feel like I've covered the important thoughts that I had about it, and I think it's a great read, and I would recommend reading it, especially if you like action, kind of like superpower, and a little bit of romance in there as well. Then this is definitely a great read. And you know, Mafi's style of writing is amazing, and it just takes you away once again, and you are completely in another world. So yeah, so that is all for this video. I am currently reading Pride and Prejudice, and when I get done with that, I will be sure to do a book review on that, because I have been taking some notes, homegirl. Let me tell you, I have been, our homeboy, if you're watching this too, I have been taking some notes, and such a great read. I'm glad that I'm reading it. I didn't have to read it in school. I know some people read it in school. I didn't have to. And so now when I tell my friends that I'm reading it, they're like, by choice? And I'm like, yes, by choice. Why do people not like to read anymore? I mean, I know that's not everyone, but there's so many people who don't like to read. And most times it's people like their number one, I don't want to say excuse, but their number one reason is like it takes too much time, or I can't concentrate, or like it just, I get bored, or I fall asleep. And honestly, I wouldn't mind doing a video of like just showing you how I read, if I can, or showing ways that I surround myself in an environment where I'm able to concentrate just on my book, and I can read for hours at a time. If you're interested in that kind of video, let me know. I'm probably going to do it whether or not you say so, because I'm still at the beginning stages of YouTube, and I don't know who all is watching this other than my family. So yeah. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. More book reviews are in store. I can't wait to do more of these. This is my favorite thing to do in the world. Read books is my favorite thing to do in the world, and to be able to talk about it to someone other than my brother and my mom and bore them half to death is amazing. So now I get to bore whoever is watching. Yay! Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.